Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one. So today we're gonna look at a video from Just Pearly Things. Just Pearly Things, for you guys who don't know, she's like a manosphere, like red pill content creator. So Pearl, she's been doing this for about 3 years, and she pretty much blew up the last, I'm gonna say 7, 8 months. So check out her content, her channel, Just Pearly Things. There's some pretty good stuff there. You guys like and subscribe, by the way. But yeah, so Pearl had Brittany Renner on her show earlier this week, and not Brittany Griner, Brittany Renner. And for those who don't know who Brittany Renner is, she's a Instagram model, quote unquote, slash internet personality, and she got famous for getting pregnant by some basketball player, and then basically like dating a bunch of rappers. And by dating, you guys know what I mean, rappers and NBA players and all this stuff. So I don't know how she's still famous. I don't know how she got famous in the first place, but it is what it is. So Pearl had her on her show, and they're talking about child support, and this basically shows you the entitlement of modern women. Let's just jump into this, guys.
You get 10,000 a month
No.
on child support.
No, I don't. I do not. I don't get 200,000. I don't get 10,000. And right now we are going through the process of child support and custody. So unless we can work something out between us, we will be going to trial probably in a few months. Right now, I'm getting $2,500 a month.
Okay. Could you do just like 50-50 custody with him? Would he want to do that?
Because of his career, he most likely would not.
And what they're talking about is her ex, who's a basketball player. So, and you did hear, guys, that she gets $2,500 a month, which is a good amount for child support. She lives in North Carolina, so that's a pretty good amount for North Carolina. But we'll hear her talk about how that's not enough money.
He be awarded
could not
that
do
because he's on the road so much. I'm very open-minded. Whenever he wants to see our son, you can come get him. Like he's getting him from the 29th to the 7th, like because he's traveling on this 2-week period right now. So anytime he wants him, I let him see him. Like I mean, I love PJ. That's why I had a baby with him. So despite like all our shit that's been out there and how hard it has been transitioning from romantic to like basically strangers that we got a co-parent now, I still love him. I love him to death, you know. But yeah, so with the custody stuff, I'm very open-minded. I just think with his career, it would be hard for a judge to like award him 50-50 just because he travels so much.
Because in my head, like, isn't it something that could be worked out like outside of court?
It is, but hearts don't break even. And
Now, guys, what does that mean? Hearts don't break even. That's one of those buzzword terms that these girls who watch Steve Harvey and stuff say to justify why their ex would not like them. It basically means, oh, well, you know, we broke up and he just took it worse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
I think in his mind, he has a number, which I won't say, but he has a number that he wants to stick to. And basically, when you're going through this process for North Carolina law, because it's very different other places, you don't get a percentage. If you both combined make annually over 300,000, you're considered off the charts, off grid. So then at this point, you have to prove how much you need in child support. So any bills that my son occupies, rent, car note, cable, groceries, those are things that my son occupies. And in Charlotte, the least amount that I could get would be 50% of each of those expenses, right? The most, depending on his career and what the judge sees fit, it could be up to 97%. So whatever bills he occupies would be covered, whatever for his clothes and diapers and all that, and then that's accumulated in a financial affidavit is what it's called, right? And then you present it to him, his team, if he wants to settle outside. If he's like, actually, no, that's too high, I don't want to do that, I'd rather try my chances in court, then that's when you go to trial.
Do you think that he would give you nothing if it was up to him?
For the first 2 months, he gave me nothing.
Now, let's stop it here, guys. And I've watched this clip multiple times. And there's people that are going to shame this guy and be like, how can he give her nothing, blah, blah, blah. Because the way that our courts are set up is you have to give the money to the mother, then trust that she's going to use it on the child. And there are plenty of cases of guys that give their baby mom the money, and they know for a fact that she's spending it on hair and weave and her new boyfriend and a car note and all of that, and it's not going to their child. And also, too, guys, you might wonder why he is doing some type of court proceeding, and I have seen it where guys have been paying child support off the books. They went to their kid's mom, they either signed something, shook hands or something, and then a couple of years later, the mom goes to the court and says, he hasn't been paying me this whole time. And then the guy owes back child support because the court said, well, we don't have it on record that you were paying. So he has to pay back child support when he's been paying off the books child support the whole time. Moral of the story, guys, it's usually just a good idea to just go to the court and get something settled by the judge instead of trying to, do a little verbal agreement with your kid's mom.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that moving forward he would continue to?
I think he would just give me $2,500.
You don't think I think that's plenty to raise a kid.
It is. That's $30,000 a year, guys. I mean, in Charlotte, that's pretty good money.
Well, when you go based on the laws for North Carolina, it's all of the bills that my son occupies. So my car note is, I think it's $2,000.
$2,000 a month for her car payment, guys. Think about that. And this is what I mean by entitled.
Our rent is $2,750.
So her rent and her car note are almost the same. And she's like, oh, well, he's got to pay me. Someone has to pay these bills.
All these bills. So I'm saying it's those two bills alone are already around.
But so this is just like the way the men are going to see this is like, it's like you're almost becoming entitled. And I'm not trying to offend you. It's just like, because to me, I'm like $2,500 a month. Auntie said she could do it on like $200 a month.
No, that's fine. But in reality, she doesn't have a baby with an NBA player, right? So what also is...
Boom. There it goes. Right there, guys. Boom. Well, she didn't get pregnant by an NBA player. So, I'm different because I got pregnant by an NBA player. And I should be elevated to royal status. I should be, taken off the street like Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? What a bunch of BS.
Well, let me finish though.
Go ahead.
So why it's entitled? It's law. This isn't like my personal opinion, and I've learned actually a lot about the law in Charlotte for child support.
Of course you did, because you're greedy.
My mom got $100 for me and my brother, but again, it goes off based on your income and what the child would be accustomed to. So that's where all of the opinions don't fucking matter, because if my son is getting picked up in a Lamborghini, it's like he has to be in a equivalent, like the judge doesn't want there to be too big of a gap. And that is law. So people can be upset and feel how they want, but take it up with your judicial system. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen to that, guys. She doesn't give a damn about her son. She doesn't give a damn about, all she sees is dollar signs. And this is why the NBA tells players to flush their condoms or take them with them. Because this is what women are trying to do.
Yeah. But like the whole point is you don't have to go to court over it.
No, I would like to settle it outside, but you can't. If I can't, let me finish though.
Go ahead.
I have tried to settle this outside, and there's still a chance that we could, right? I have given my financial affidavit. They've subpoenaed my stuff. They know what's going all in my business. They know what's going on. I do not have the final say. Okay, so if he doesn't want to settle, he does not have to. We can have a judge tell us who should be awarded what and leave it up to chance. Like I said, I wanted to settle from the very beginning. Doesn't matter what I want because I'm asking him, this is what our bills are. This is how much it would be. Very reasonable number based on, again, you can't lie.
As you drive a $2,000 a month car. Yeah, that's reasonable.
In the financial affidavit. It's like they subpoena everything. So that's where there's full transparency. It's not like you can get a Chanel bag with this child support. This is literally to cover your child's needs. This is not alimony. People get confused, like $100,000 for a kid, like it depends on their lifestyle.
I'm saying like this is why the men like see these laws as unfair. And this is why they don't see this as fair, because I hear $2,500 a month, and I personally think, and I grew up in a 1% family.
Yeah.
Okay, like I had the life, like, sort of. We were like kind of like rich people that like dressed poor, you know what I mean? but it's like I hear $2,500 a month. I'm like, that's plenty for a kid, and I'm not trying to.
No, that's fine.
I don't think it's gonna like.
That's fine. That you feel that way means there's nothing that you can say to make me change my mind. I want this money, and I'm gonna get it. Period.
Damage a kid if one's in a Lamborghini, one's in a Honda Civic.
But I'm telling you, that's up to judge. That's up to the judge, and that's up to law. And again, so if you are in it, like I said, it's like greater than, equal to. So if you're using a $1.6 million house, a $500,000 house, $400,000 house makes sense. Like, I'm not saying you have to be 1.6 million. Like, that's not what it is. So like I said, people are allowed to feel that way. I would love if people were just out of the business in general, the court system, and there was something that could be worked out, but just between families. Like, that's it. But that's a fucking ideal world that we don't fucking live in.
Well, and the feedback I've gotten from men is a lot of times, like, we would get more if we didn't drag their ass in court.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Guys, I have 2 friends right now that are paying child support that actually were paying more to their ex before they got put on child support. And then they got put on child support and said, you know what? I'm just going to pay what the court offers. Now, I actually think that that's kind of a good thing, because they shouldn't have been paying without some type of record and then get nailed later on, so they got to pay back child support. But the fact is that if their exes hadn't dragged them to court, they'd be getting more money every month.
And
but,
like this is the feedback. Like, if you just give them time, a lot of times you get more than you think you would have, because most men that I know want to take care of their kids. But it's just like when a woman, because in their head, and to them, it's like, you're dragging me to court, you're doing all this, you're asking me for all this money, and it's like in their head they're like, well, fuck you.
No, well, and to also, where that point is not relevant to me is because he served me. I didn't take this to court. He wasn't paying me child support. I had to get a lawyer to figure out what to do next. But he served me first. People don't know that. So I got a the letter in the mail, and said, this is what we're about to do.
He's taking you to court.
Yes.
Okay. I don't served you. So that just means he serves you with papers.
So it's not like, so for you saying, oh, well, you know, if you didn't take him to court, maybe he would, well, he's taking me to court.
Well, which I think in this case is a good thing, because he stayed out ahead of this, and he's trying to get as much control of the situation as possible.
So again, I hear you, and maybe for majority situations, that's what it is. But I was served. So then I had to retain a lawyer. And like I said, all I did was got a consultation, just trying to figure out, he's not paying anything in child support. What do I do? And then I got served. So I had a retainer. So that's why I'm saying my situation is like, I get it. It's just not the typical, like, yeah, maybe if I was just a little more this way, he would have gave me that. No, he served me.
So guys, let me know what you think. If you've been through child support court, drop a comment below. If you think that this woman is just entitled, let me know what you think. I just think that she said, well, I got pregnant by a basketball player, and he owes me. He owes me money. I'm on the gravy train. You know what I'm saying? And she's trying to work her way around it and dive, dip, duck, dodge, and dodge, so she doesn't look like the bad guy. But guys, it is what it is. All right, you guys. Stay safe. This is AJ. I'm out of here.